It is a great pleasure to address this World New Energy Vehicle Conference, and particularly the Zero-Emission Medium and Heavy-Duty Vehicles Forum, on behalf of the International Transport Forum. Let me first start by congratulating the organizers, and specifically the Smart Freight Center China, on the launch of the Zero-Emission Freight Initiative. This is incredibly important to help bring together different stakeholders, partners from across the freight supply chain and advance the important topic of decarbonization. For those in the audience who might not know about the International Transport Forum, we are an intergovernmental organization working with 64 member countries. We act as a think tank for transport policy and organize the annual Summit of Transport Ministers. ITF is the only global body that covers all transport modes, including road freight transport. We estimate that road freight accounts for approximately 40% of CO2 emissions from the transportation sector. We also estimate that demand for road freight will more than double between today and 2050. Therefore, decarbonizing road freight is a priority and is only now starting to get the prominence it deserves. The good news is we have the technology to decarbonize the sector. We see the potential for electrified zero-emission trucks to be cost competitive in the majority of applications in the near future. Zero-emission trucks therefore have the potential to be cheaper, better for the environment, and produce less air pollution than conventional vehicles. However, unlocking that potential in the real world will require strong targets and support from policymakers. These are essential to reduce the uncertainty and investment risks that exist today. Unlocking the potential of zero-emission freight will also require strengthening collaborations between stakeholders from across freight supply chains and also between the transport and energy sectors. Only by uniting these different pieces of the puzzle can we accelerate the adoption of zero-emission freight vehicles. This need for collaboration and knowledge sharing is why programs such as the Zero-Emission Freight Initiative that is being launched today are so important. We at the ITF have also been working on the topic of decarbonizing road freight recently as part of our Driving Implementations Actions project, funded by the European Commission. This project focuses on hard-to-abate modes, bringing together over 30 countries and governments, including China. Our work has focused on discussing possible pathways for the adoption of zero-emission vehicle technologies, while also exploring some of the barriers and potential solutions and the timescales involved. We have identified 3 low-hanging fruits for the governments. First, providing short-term economic incentives for zero-emission trucks to help kickstart economies of scale and bring down the purchase cost of the vehicles. Second, focusing on the integration of zero-emission vehicles with the electricity grid. This can be done by promoting depot charging and future-proofing road infrastructure by strengthening the electricity grid along main roads and areas of high demand. Finally, we see opportunities to increase transparency and collaboration between stakeholders in the freight sector by creating frameworks to share logistics data. These data are essential to facilitate planning logistics around vehicle recharging and refueling needs. These are, of course, just some of the conclusions from the discussion we have been involved in, but there still are many more issues that we need to address together. I'd like to close by wishing all the best to the Zero-Emission Freight Initiative. I am sure it will help to improve collaboration, advance discussions around supportive policies, and ultimately help to accelerate the adoption of zero-emission trucks. I wish you a very successful forum.